Alright, so I'm starting with $100 and flipping it into a $1,000 trading stock options, specifically day trading SPY options. So I'm going to pop over to SPY. My strategy is to let the first 30 minutes go by, so I don't do anything until 10 o'clock, and then as you can see down here there's a little Sun ion that's 9:30 when the market opens, so I wait till 10 o'clock. Which is about where we're at now. Then I come up and I mark the high point, which is the highest point that SPY's gone thus far, and I mark the low point, which is the lowest point that it's gone far, and then I wait for it to break past this either to the upside or the downside. What I'm looking for is for a candle to close either above this line here, this resistance line to the top, or below this support line to the bottom, and when a candle closes either above or below that line, then I'll get in the trade and I'll play it to the next zone. Now for the next zone, I just scroll to the left, like for instance for the to the downside I just scroll to the left and I look for some support, like right here. You can see there's some got stuck there and bounced down before, so there's a nice little resistance there that I'll look forward to turn into support. Same thing here, another point that it got stuck and bounced down, so another little resistance that I would look forward to turn into a support. So that's 2 points to the downside that I could play it now. To the upside it can be a little tricky if the price is extended high, and normally I would just scroll to the left and do the same thing I did for the downside. To the upside I would just look for 2 points of resistance where it got stuck previously and then a bounce back down, and I would mark those, and that's where I would play it to the upside. However, right now it's kind of extended, it's like at its highest that it's been lately, so I would have to scroll for a long time, if any, to be able to find a point where it got stuck before to the upside. So the way I would handle that is I would just simply get in when a candle closes past this a resistance line to the upside, and I would ride it up until the momentum stops, right? So if it's on its way up, it's on its way up, and then I'm in, and then if it starts to consolidate and trade sideways, I'm out, or if it starts to turn around and drop, I'm out. So as far as to the upside, I don't have any targets per se to aim at because there's nowhere to mark it's higher than it's been recently, so there's no resistances that I can just scroll over to the left like this and see and mark, and then look for a place to get out when it hits there. So if it does a close, if a candle does close below this upward line, this top line, this resistance here, then I'm just going to have to play it up until it starts consolidating or until it starts reversing. So that would be a trickier trade. If it breaks this support line down here to the bottom, that would be an easier trade, obviously, because then I can just play it to the next line of support that I found, which is the line right below that. So I'd be playing from 472.45-ish, let's just say, to 472.10-ish, right? So I'd have like a 35% move, 35-cent move on that, so that would give me like 25% on the contract at least if I rode that, filled out that gap, so that's solid. And then I could also continue to hold and play it till the next line below, so that would be 471.70-ish, let's call it. So it just kind of depends, on my faith in the trade. So for example, if a candle closes below this line, I can get in real quick, I can play it to the next line, and if I'm not confident that it's going to keep going down, I can get out there. If I am confident that it's going to keep going down and it's going to keep dropping, then I can play it to here. Usually the way I like to do it is I like to mark the high and the low of the first 30-minute range. It's basically an orb strategy, an opening range breakout strategy, but instead of playing the first 5 minutes or the first 15 minutes, I play it on the first 30 minutes. Okay, I'm playing an opening range breakout, a breaking out past the range that it's been stuck in for the first 30 minutes of the trading day. So I like to mark the high and low that it's been in the first 30 minutes, and then I like to mark like 2 resistances above that point and like 2 supports below that point, and then when it breaks, when a candle closes either to the upside or downside below this resistance or support, I like to play it to the next resistance up, or even the next one up, or the next support down, or the next support down below that. So that's how I really like to play it. But like I said, considering there's nowhere to mark to the upside, I'm just going to have to kind of guess. I'm going to have to kind of be winging it and flying in the dark here, so to speak. If it closes above this line and I get in, I just have to ride it till it starts to slow down. So that's the plan for today. That's how I am trade in general right now. That's my strategy at the moment. It's been pretty profitable for me lately, so I'm going to use that to flip this 100 into a 1000. That being said, now that I explained all that fun stuff, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off, and then when the price breaks to either the upside or the downside, I'll get in and I'll record that. And then I'll cut it out and come back in whenever I get to the take profit or stop loss, and then I'll record that as well. So let me cut this for now and come back in when it looks like it's going to break this to the upside, but either way I'll come back in when it breaks either this resistance or support and I actually get in the trade, and we'll see what's up. Alright, I just got a price alert. The SPY's moving to the upside. It broke the level that I was watching for to move to the upside. And candle actually closed above that level, so I'm going to go ahead and get in with this $100. The only thing that sucks is the contract I want that's in the money is $109, so I'm just out of range of that, so I have to get this out of the money contract. Let me look at it. Volumes 46%, theta 0.5, not too bad on the time decay, delta 0.4, so the contract moves decent as the price of the stock changes per dollar. Apply volatility is 13, that's decent. Call open interest on the call, rather 9,500, only 1,400 in the put, that's a good sign. 106,000 for volume. I like anything that's in the six figures, the volume's good, so let me pop over and grab this $50 contract here. I'm just watching the price right here in the middle of the screen. You can see SPY price in the middle.